What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into X-Men issue number 20, and what we have seen so far is the BROOD invasion. They are taking over planets. More specifically, they had focused on Cyclops' father, and while Sync, Talon, and Cyclops were able to rescue him, Firestar and Iceman have been doing their best to clear a path for this escape. Meanwhile, Jean and Magic, they have split off to find Broo, the one who has control of this giant hive mind, and they want to know, why are they attacking? And then there is Forge and Penance. They have embarked on a mission to investigate the whereabouts of Nowhere, the space station built into the decaying head of a celestial that had been subsumed by a black hole. And when they walk through the still active Krakoan gateway to Nowhere, they quickly find that they have bitten off more than they can chew when they discover their own dead bodies upon arrival. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up on Arakko. This is where we find Broo sleeping next to the water, with Magic and Jean coming up to him. They are wondering what the heck is going on. The BROOD are rampaging, but he says that this is not possible. He says that it's not possible for them to attack anyone without his consent. He is in the hive mind, showing a demonstration. The other ones that he has with him, we see them start to do the thriller, but also asking how is he sleeping because he seems very tired. And he is. He came to Arakko to study other mutant cousins, but he has been having some nightmares, believing that this just has to do with the changing of the planet, new things to be allergic to, so on and so forth. This is when Jean says that she needs him to open up his mind. And this isn't a question. This is not her asking. She is going to do it regardless. This is what takes us to a distant planetoid. If it ever had a name, it's lost to the ages. No Nova Corpsman has ever visited. The inhabitants marooned there today, they call it Refugee Rock. And we have our X-Men who are battling against the BROOD. They are trying to save as many lives as they possibly can. On the inside, Cyclops is getting ready to launch the ship into space. And right now, he is more angry than he has been in such a very long time. With Iceman staying behind, just for a moment to allow everybody to get onto the ships. They cannot infect his body while it is in ice, which means they can attack. They can do everything they want to him, and he will still press on, as Iceman is just decimating the horde. He tells everybody to get into the ship, to trust him. He puts up a wall, and the outside temperature, it starts to drop below zero. As they close up the doors, believing that Iceman has been left behind. Cyclops taking off into the air, we see a tiny little Iceman that made its way onto the ship. We're just seeing how much Bobby's character has truly grown as a mutant. As long as there is a small sliver of ice that is left remaining, Bobby can regrow from this. And that's exactly what we are seeing here. As soon as he has access to some more moisture, he will be able to resize himself. And so while the X-Men didn't save everybody today, they saved as many as they could. This is what takes us to another universe, Penance and Forge. Inside the decapitated celestial head known as Nowhere, it has fallen through a black hole during the Great Symbiote War. It had fallen with the Krakoan gateway, and now it is being commandeered by Forge and Penance. What they are trying to do is turn this thing online so that they can get back home. They are recreating a baby black hole, one that will only exist for an 1/8 of a second, but it should be enough to teleport them out of here and back into their universe. This is where we pick back up with Broo. Pushing deeper into his mind, what we see is when he was made monarch, the hive mind responded to him in every whim. They now had a moral compass. They killed slavers. They killed the worst of the worst. This is how he fed his people. For the last few months, they had been a force for good in the universe. This is when Jean decides to go a little bit deeper. He said that he was having trouble sleeping, and so when she puts him to sleep, that is when the nightmare arrives. Nightmare has shown up, having a score to settle with the mutants, cracking her across the face, saying that that is for Halloween. When he tries to attack magic, she uses her sword that eats magic itself. But it's not enough to hold off Nightmare, with chains wrapping around her, holding her in place. We learn that Nightmare has been very busy. He has been jumping from the dreams and nightmares of thousands of mutants, thinking of what he could do with all of these possibilities. He found himself a little bit bored, but then he found Broo, the runt of his species, who had been given control of a hive mind. And so as the Brood rampage across the stars, he is going to make sure that the nightmares of every race are filled with visions of the true horror behind it all, the so-called rulers of Soul. He is using them as the catalyst, saying that they are to blame for the annihilation wave. He goes on to say that good hearts are easy to manipulate, so the Xmen are working for him at the moment, taking refugees that are ticking time bombs into new worlds for the Brood to conquer. The Brood, they also dream. He has given them the dream of conquest, with Jean being concerned that they might get access way to all of the Krakoan gateways. This is something obviously of great concern. But Sage, we get a communication from her. She is contacting Emma Frost because something has just poured through the Krakoan gateway. A mutant has arrived for the very first time, and with her is her legally recognized husband. This is no Dr. Doom. Typhoid Mary has arrived. And coming through the gateway, we have none other than Wilson Fisk, telling Sage to let Emma Frost know that he has arrived, and he is claiming Krakoan citizenship by marriage to Typhoid Mary. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. A very interesting turn of events. If the X-Men are not dealing with enough already, Typhoid Mary and Wilson Fisk have shown up. Now, if you remember the last time we saw Wilson Fisk, that was at the end of Devil's Reign. He was in a boat making his way off into the sunset. We didn't really know what he was up to or what he planned to do, but now he is trying to claim citizenship on Krakoa. Emma Frost obviously doesn't like him, especially after the events of Devil's Reign. There is a lot of animosity there. So Emma Frost is going to be pretty livid with the idea of him coming here and trying to claim sanctuary. He is seeking asylum because he has warrants out for his arrest. There is a reward of $250,000 if someone brings him in. But Krakoa has always been a place of amnesty, a place where you can come and restart. They have no extradition. If you are a mutant and you commit a crime, you can come to Krakoa as a safe haven. You can start a new life, as long as you adhere to the rules of Krakoa. And so how the Quiet Council is going to handle this situation is going to be very, very interesting. On top of that, they're still dealing with a freaking hive mind that is making its way across the stars, possibly using Krakoan gateways and causing all kinds of mayhem, making it believe that this is the X-Men, that mutant kind and the Soul System is responsible for this annihilation wave. Just when things were starting to look up for mutant kind, just when they finally had put aside so many of their problems, we got a bunch of new ones that are coming up. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with this series, Be sure to check out the links in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on with Xmen. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.